TNA. All right, Lockdown. One of the most recognizable concepts in TNA history. All right, and now there's going to be another recognizable piece of TNA history attached to this show, the Styles name. Except we're not talking about AJ. AJ is retired. He's still retired. He's done. All right. He's a talent scout now for WWE. All right. We're not talking about AJ. We're talking about his son. We're talking about Avery Styles. All right. And obviously that gets attention immediately because his father isn't just some former TNA wrestler. All right. AJ Styles is one of the most important wrestlers in the history of that company and probably of a generation. So, from TNA's perspective, I completely understand why you promote this. But here's where my question starts. At what point does celebrating your history become depending on your history? So because you're bringing back Lockdown, and now you're using the Styles family legacy to generate some buzz, on copy of the fact that, Avery's got a little bit of buzz now that he's, four matches? Four matches in?
Something like that.
So, alright. Is putting Avery Styles on Lockdown smart business, or is TNA once again reaching into its past because the president just ain't strong enough? All right. So first, we're opening around a question: Is this a smart move or is this nostalgia bait? I'll answer this: nostalgia bait. Nostalgia bait. And I'll say it again: nostalgia bait. All right. Who wants to go next? Fight among yourselves.
Dean, go ahead.
I think it is nostalgia big, but
Oh, there it is. Boom. Debate over. All right. Thank you for watching today's show. Sorry.
but I think it is a smart move.
Oh, no. Oh my goodness.
I think it is a smart. It's gonna happen regardless. They are the IWC. That's why he got that buzz because of who he is. So if you don't capitalize on it, you're just being stupid. It's a good business move. Capitalize on it because they're gonna think about it anyway. They want to do it. They're gonna do it regardless. If you don't say, "Oh, he's AJ's kid," we put him in lockdown for that, and because of the history, the IWC is gonna do it for you, and they're gonna say that's all they're gonna talk about. So get on top of it. Do it.
Go on, Lou.
I agree with him. He this is both. It's nostalgia and it's smart. It you get the little twitches of the world, and his little mark of AJ Styles is the best wrestler, and now I get to watch his son, and he gets off to that. I don't know what Twitch is up to, but that's all it is.
Oh, shit. My man's not even here to defend himself. He's just taking the shot. Pow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
My man hitting it from 140 yards.
Right.
Crazy. I'm gonna be fair. Okay, this is definitely a nostalgia bait. Like I agree, right? Do I think it's a great move? No, I don't.
Oh, buddy.
I
Here we go.
don't think it's a great move. Here's the ultimate problem, right? Because you hear the name Styles, right? Avery, you know it's AJ's kid. Okay. What happens if he doesn't live up to the expectations that the IWC wants? That's going to be the problem. Then what you're going to do? You're going to blame the company. Oh, well, the company didn't know how to use him. They didn't know how to push him. If he was in the WWE, this wouldn't have happened, blah, 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 blah. And then what happens? Like, where do we go from there? Like, understand, like, there's a lot of great talent that's in TNA. I'm not going to even play around with it. Like, Avery is in the best position for him because he's going to be able to elevate himself up and work with all this talent that's going to be help him grow. Not even a debate. Like, that's just a thing that's going to happen. Even if he just is not clicking, he will get all that help, and we know that he'll have those opportunities. My biggest worry for him is essentially the same reason why WWE does not let wrestlers use their family names, right? Very, very seldomly does it happen. Dominic Mysterio is our most recent, but we have, for every Dominic Mysterio, there's a Curtis Axel. You know what I mean? Like, Randy Orton, you could be like, yo, he's doing great, and he's an amazing talent. But when you look around, there's more drop balls with people who have these like famous last names than they are for people who are not, right? and it. However, it gets pulled, right? But it's sometimes they just do not live up to expectations that you're hoping with the family name. They were so worried about the Steiner last name, they did not let Braun Breaker use Braun Steiner. Like he was using it on the Indies. We know he was using it on the Indies, but they would not let that man call himself Braun Steiner when he showed up, which is why we have Breaker. We know that when Scott Steiner's kid, gets brought into the business, he will not be using the Steiner last name. Like they will give him a different name. It's those things, man, where you're not sure if the kids will live up to the legacies of their fathers. I mean, like Eric Bischoff's kid, like was David. No, that's not his name. Well, he didn't pan out, right? We look at Flair's kids. Charlotte is one of those exceptions, but Charlotte also had two brothers.
But Charlotte earned. And the thing is, a lot of people don't know. Charlotte earned that Flair name. They didn't
Right.
originally. She earned that joint there because at first they were just calling her Charlotte,
Yeah.
and because they
She
told her
had to earn it. Yeah.
you had to earn it, and they said if you're gonna go Flair, you gotta go
You
all.
gotta go. Oh,
You
because
gotta go all
remember,
out.
she was dipping her toe into it. She wasn't really
Yeah,
doing. They told her to lean into it. But if you notice, like her two brothers, like they didn't.
right.
They wasn't doing the thing. You know what I
So
mean?
I want to piggyback on that, Cliff. So because you bring up the good point. Now is this if his name wasn't Styles, would Avery be getting this opportunity?
No.
If he's still okay, is he still AJ's kid though?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
He's still
Yes.
yes.
He'll be
Yes.
getting this opportunity.
Hmm.
Mm.
We would still be like, oh, yo, Avery's there. Like, AJ's kid is in there. Like, we would still be saying that.
Okay.
But what
There's
if it's
still
not AJ's kid? If he wasn't
no.
AJ's kid,
He's
he would
not
not
getting
get
it.
that shit.
He's just like, I don't want to say it like, he's just another kid making his way, paying his dues as he works his way up.
Oh, not you saying not you saying putting paying dues and Avery Styles in the same sentence.
Uh-oh.
I didn't. We said
I'm
in
sorry.
this. We said in this part, he's not AJ's kid.
All
So
right. So then here's my thing: is this why is it necessarily a bad thing?
there's the expectations are also there because remember, we've had this conversation before. We have. Shaw told us this. If you don't believe, go look at again.
You and
Go
your
look at the interview. Go look at the interview that we did with Shaw Guerrero. She literally told us, yes, my last name gets me these opportunities. However, there's an expectation that comes with these. There's expectations that come with these last names. Like you have to have that. Like so, it's either it's gonna work or it's not. And
That was a
that's
great interview.
that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the same thing. Like, okay, the Styles name got you in. Let's be fair. Sting's kid's about to debut next week. Like, we're about to see Steve. Like,
Mhm.
what are the expectations that we have going on for ourselves for him? You know what I mean? We're like, hey, are you your dad? Like, can you move like it? Can you move like a young Sting? Are you gonna be able to do those things? We are all gonna have this thought process. And if he doesn't, we're all gonna be like, oh, well, he's young. Oh, he's still learning in the business. Oh, and then what happens 5 years down the road? We're like, he's still growing. He'll get it eventually. No, we're gonna be like, hey, get him the fuck out of here. He sucks.
It's literally a double entendre because is if first is gonna be like, oh, because they're complaining about birthright in NXT, right? Those are all kids of superstars, right? They complain about them. Oh, they're only doing it. They're complaining they're using their last name. If they were not doing it, like I said earlier, they would still do it because Lexus King, when he first came, changed his name. He didn't use his Brian Pillman Jr. Nope, I'm Lexus King. Online, they kept saying it. You didn't use your dad's name. Why not? Why is he not using his dad's name? Is he ever going to live up and be good enough? They did it anyway. So what TNA is doing, they're like, hey, we're going to do it anyway. So they're going to do it to us anyway. So we might as well just beat them to it first. And let's get to it. That's the way I would look at it.
And you notice all those kids, they don't have the name. We know who they are.
Right.
David Finley, we know Brian Pillman Jr., we know, Santino's kid, right? Like we know who they are. It's just they're not allowed to use their names. Like because they want to make those people separate characters. And Brian Pillman Jr. is a hell of a talent. And when we
Mhm.
watched him in AEW and he was with the blonde, that
Mhm.
whole thing wasn't really floating with us. But we know that he can wrestle. We know he can go. We know he's got like all of this great movesets. And then you brought him into WWE, and guess what they did? Hey man, you can't use Brian Pillman Jr. We don't
Yep.
want, just in case you're really not as good as you think you are, we don't want to taint his name. And so
Right.
they're like, you could be whoever you want to be. So he became Lexus King. And guess what? That man is fucking fire.
Mhm.
William Regal's kid is in there.
Yeah.
He
Same.
don't call himself Regal.
Yep.
Nope. Even reports say Aaliyah is now training. She's now at the PC. She's not going by Mysterio. It's just that a lot of them don't do it. But even if you do change your name, the IWC is still going to compare you to your parents. So like you say earlier, Cliff, it's up to you. Yeah, your name gets you in that door, but how you carry it is how far you go. Because you can suck, and they're going to trash you, or you can be good. They're still going to trash you and then say it's only your last name. And take for me, Dominic Mysterio. When he first came out, they say he only got it because he's raised kid. Blah 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 blah. Dominic dropped the weight, put in the work, went heel, tried to distance himself from his dad as much as possible. Dominic did great work, in my opinion. He's a great worker. He can do good for himself. He still get trashed and say, "Oh, it's only because he's a Mysterio."
I mean, let's be fair. Let's use the one that really, 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 really matters. There's two names. Actually, I'm sorry. There's three names of people that we know that we had not brought up that have the last names that had to elevate way above what it takes, right? Randy Orton, because you had to be good. And he sucked at first. We all said it when he was doing the overdrive as his like finisher, and the shoulders like 73% healed, and it was getting there, right? Um, Jimmy and Jay, the Fatus, we knew why they got in there, right?
Jesus.
And fucked up part, it wasn't the dad that got him in.
Nope.
It was the uncle that got them in. So I mean, the Fatu name, right? Really, Anawahi name is a clear big one. Roman is another one, right? So and then Cody, like Cody's name, like Cody got in. We compared Cody to Dusty and Dustin, and then what happened? My man had to leave the E to go find himself and then come back, right? We kept comparing him to his dad. We're like, you're not as good as your dad, kid. Why can't you pick up the business? And the thing is Cody was good, but we needed him to be great. And he
Mm-hmm.
had to leave. And that's the problem I'm having right now with Avery is that like you're getting this opportunity because of who your father is. Clearly there's a legacy thing there, understandably. But unfortunately for you, you have this high ass bar that you got to go ascend to. I don't know how you're gonna do it. But we're gonna give you all the tools. You have the name, get all the tools. You got to go get it.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it
All
works
right.
out.
So the TNA nostalgia problem. All right. So they're bringing back. Look, TNA is bringing back Lockdown, right? And they're promoting AJ Styles' son. At what point does honoring your history become living in your history? All right. So like, does modern TNA have its own identity at this point? Does it? Like,
No,
no, it doesn't. Cool, right? So, well, like, that's my next question: is what does 2026 TNA stand for at this point? Because like, think about it like this: do you move away? If I remove the Hardys, if I remove like all the styles, reference the classic events, all those old TNA nostalgia stuff they brought back, what's left that feels uniquely TNA?
the women's well, she's leaving Sade, even though she's former WWE, but Sade is just killing it. She's amazing talent. I think the two biggest things that stand out to me, right, is Sade is definitely the first one that I like I just said, and unfortunately, like that might be about it. Like that she's it. She's the only thing that stands out that's unique, and they're losing her. Like I don't really know what's on TNA's roster because if we took away take all of the family out of it, Nick Nemeth, his brother, he gone too. The Hardys are gone. Like yo, there's Gabby Forza. I'm gonna be fair. Gabby Forza, Bear Bronson, like
Right.
obviously the friends of the show, by the way, for those who don't know. So yes, we have some bias in that. I do at least. So Bear, Bronson getting to resurge himself. Um, I think that is the one thing that's unique out of the whole situation. Him, Gabby. I am a big fan of the Nomi and then Sade. So I think those are my three that stand out the most. Mind you, I'm also taking Mustafa out of it as well.
What about you? What you got, Lou? What you think? Nada.
I I think that it's gonna be a waste.
What you got, Dean?
What was the question? Cause what? Hold on. I was with you, and then I'm like, what?
Get with it, Dean.
What does pretty much what is 2026 TNA stand for? Like
Yeah, I tried.
what
You
is
said
uniquely TNA at this point? Like
yeah,
you get
you
rid
said
of
removed all of the
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 nostalgia.
activism.
What is TNA?
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing.
They are struggling to have. If you remove,
Trash.
I'm sorry, they're struggling. Like he said, they're losing people to AEW, they're losing people to WWE. If you take their identity, WWE just used their identity for Nick Aldis's match and used all of his background. So no, I don't think if you remove all the key players, no, I don't see. I can't. Only thing when I think of TNA, their identity, I think of the X division, their ring, and those stipulation matches. That's if I remove that, I don't have nothing in
Yeah,
2026.
you actually just hit it. Like the X division is like always fire. I feel like that's always like a staple of what TNA has, and then the system and like I said, Sade. Like I think those are the three because they had a women's tournament match that they just did, but also they're losing a bunch of their talent too. So
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
what are
Exactly.
we doing now? Where are we going with this?
But this is typical TNA. They had us earlier in the year, maybe the end of the year. They were doing great.
Mhm.
It's like they made that one wrong decision, like they always do,
That's
and
it.
everything just started
They went to
tripping.
AMC. That's what the problem
You
was.
start losing people. Well, and you get rid of people, and then once
Yeah.
you get rid of like one or two, it just seemed like all the dominoes just kind of fell because like
Hmm.
Sammy's gone, Steve's gone. I mean, you look at Tommy Dreamer gone. I mean, that was a killer right
Yeah.
there. Like that
Yeah.
was kind of like all she wrote. Once he was like, "Yo, I'm leave," all right, I left. Everybody was like, "Whoa, what is happening over here?" I to be fair, I think TNA's biggest problem was once Scott Demore left. Like that was the end all right there. Like we just saw the final nails like start
Yeah.
to get put in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that what I agree with the X division. I think AJ Francis um
Yeah,
is one that makes TNA feel unique. Um, yeah, TNA. Yeah, it's a lot of things. It's they ride on the history. All right, here's a question for you. Who's the greatest second generation wrestler ever?
oh
Right off. Yep, that's the bomb. All right, because you been talking about Avery, right? And we talked about the living up to their parents' the level of their parents, right? So
Easy.
greatest second generation wrestler of all time. You got yours, Luke. All right, you
Oh
start
yeah.
with who you
Charlotte
got.
Flair.
Charlotte Flair. Okay. What
mm,
what did Charlotte do that eventually made you stop thinking about Rick?
Um, she she elevated the women's division.
mm, okay. I mean, I that's cool.
All right.
I'm not mad at it. I mean, you right. Eddie Eddie Guerrero.
Hmm.
Okay.
You want me to talk? Let's be fair. Like like we talk about a man who literally elevated like everybody around him, like up until his passing. Like that's to me.
Okay. So I guess that'll go with the same. My follow up. What did eventually make you stop thinking about that parent, and that's elevate, right?
Yeah, I mean, because I feel like I know I understand like the question that you're asking, obviously, and like there's with I know Eddie's youngest daughter. I think is gonna now breaking into the business now. She's training,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
like
Yeah. I think that's like yes. Yes. Yes.
so she we'll see what happens with her as she like moves in. But yeah, right now it's I mean, Hector Guerrero like was a staple, but like Eddie made a whole book. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. All right, Dean.
The greatest right now from my second generation wrestler is the greatest Mysterio of all times, Dominic Mysterio. He is the greatest second generation wrestler of all time. How
All
could you
right.
mess it up?
We end this podcast after that bullshit.
Did we employ Liv for like a 5,
Dude,
15
Dean
second
went to his
cameo?
inner white girl.
Like I was looking down at the Lego and I'm just and I'm just listening and I said, how did Dean turn into Liv in like 2 seconds? Like there was the tone, pitch, and everything. I'm like, whoa. I had to look up. Was like, did we get Liv for like 15 seconds?
somebody's been looking in the mirror practicing.
Gotta be like that was spot on. Spot on. All right, Dominic. All right. Why? What makes you? What does the Dominic do that makes you stop
Forget
thinking
about
about
Yeah,
it?
it.
this is what I
Deadbeat
want to
dad.
fucking hear.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Back it the fuck up.
What you got? 'Cause
I just think that the way that he turned he just turned the heat all on and made it his own. Whether everybody said he was just trash, whether they say he was too big to be trying to do his dad moves, the way he took his character, made it his own. That's why I give him his props.
That's fair. Because the Dom's run with the IC belt was generational. And that's why I feel like the Dom is a good answer. I can listen to a Dom. All right.
I'll also be fair. I have like, as far as like second generation. Well, no, he doesn't count because he's actually a third generation wrestler. So I can't go.
You
with
gonna say The Rock?
no. Although that is a good choice, but
Rock's third, yeah.
yeah, I think that. But I was also looking at Randy
So yeah, Randy was
and Cody.
yeah. So I'm I'm going with Cody. I'm going with Cody. You look at it's a toss up between Cody and Charlotte for me, but I'm going to lean more just because Lou picked Charlotte. I'll argue on the side of Cody. I'll lean more Cody. You look at Dusty Rhodes. You ask any old head Dusty Rhodes, they light up. Okay, people they when you talk Dusty Rhodes and you talk wrestling, all right, it's like the old people call it. There you go. You see that right there. That gets people going. All right. Same thing with when you talk to people about Rick. All right. People light up. Cody does that for this generation of kids.
Very much.
Cody, you talk to kids. This podcast sees my own children and how when Cody comes on the screen, okay, and how lights up. That's also all the other kids who watch. Cody Rhodes does what Dusty did for when Dusty was working back in the day, and Cody Rhodes is doing it at a time where wrestling, we know it's not all that real. We're in there outright telling you, hey guys, it's a show. And Cody can still make these kids, and some adults, suspend their disbelief. And I mean, the ride that Cody had people on, finishing his story from those 2 WrestleManias up to 39 and a 40, we'll be talking about it for the next 10 years. And people are still trying to imitate WrestleMania 40 matches on the indies. So it's you gotta so you gotta it's at that point it's one of those, it's the standard, right? So and Cody's a part of that. So I gotta go with Cody. And yeah. So that's, I gotta look like that. So everything we said, right? I guess that's the lesson for Avery, right?
That's the thing. Yeah, you gotta make sure that
You elevate.
the biggest trap that you're gonna fall into is that everybody's gonna want you to do your dad's moves, and you don't do it. Just be you, right? The one that stands out to me, and I say this because like we eliminated Rock and we eliminated Randy Orton because of like third generation right ideas, but like when we look at Randy Orton, I don't think about Bob Orton. I know that they did the story of Bob Orton with Randy for a little bit, but
Oh,
like
my childhood right there.
Randy, but look at all the things that Randy
I
has
hate Bob
done.
Orton still to this day. Don't you dare put gasoline on my Undertaker.
But
Get away with
the
it.
stuff. Look at all the stuff that Orton has done,
Mhm.
and you're really not looking at you're appreciating Cowboy Bob Orton's work, but you're really looking at Randy, and you're like, damn, look how far Randy has gone. Just like titles captured, you're looking at stories. You think about that '09 run of Randy Orton punting everybody. You look at now, like Randy Orton, like being at like 300 pounds, jacked, like still cutting these fire ass promos. You
Mhm.
know, you talk about a person who makes you suspend your disbelief, even though you know it's not real. Whether you want to love him or you want to hate him, in a
Mhm.
moment, this guy can get you to flip. Like in a moment, and he knows how to do it. And he's so good at what he does now. Like it's so hard to not want to pull and be like, yo, that's the guy right there, you know. And the funny part about it was, um, my original answer to that question, right? And unfortunately, he was a big flop out of everything. Would have been Curtis Axel,
Mhm.
and because like I'll be fair, and I remember when Curtis like debuted, I was like, yo, I'm gonna start cheering for him because I was a big fan of Mr. Perfect, and here I
Mhm.
am cheering for his son, and it just never materialized. And same thing with Ted DiBiase Jr. Like it never came. It never came. And I wanted it. I wanted it. I felt like it is gonna sound weird to say it this way. As a fan, like I wanted it more than I think they wanted it, is what it felt like. And
Yeah.
it just flopped. Right? Legacy, right? You know, Cody, Orton, right? These trios, The Rock coming in. You're right, Dominic has definitely done his run where he's like torn it up, and I can appreciate his run. It's it's 20 when I look at it though, over the last almost 3 decades, it's just been Randy like doing his thing. So I was like, also, my answer would have been Rey Mysterio if Rey's dad was a wrestler and it wasn't his uncle.
I don't. All right, so I'm gonna bring it back to Avery, and then we'll end this real quick. So look, if Avery Styles becomes really good, right? Does TNA have an obligation to make sure WWE doesn't eventually become the company that makes AJ Styles' son famous?
Yes.
They don't. They don't have an obligation.
Nope.
No. If he ma-
Yes.
AJ, okay, let's be fair. AJ built the house of TNA, but when he left, he also made us all watch Ring of Honor, made us all watch New Japan, made us all watch WWE. Avery can do it himself. He can do the same route. You know,
All
he doesn't
right.
have to go over to the he doesn't have to go over to the E. AJ didn't have to earn it. AJ could have gone to the E right after he left TNA.
No,
He fought
that
twice.
wasn't his question. It wasn't the question.
My question was: does TNA have an obligation to to make sure WWE doesn't eventually become the company that makes AJ Styles' son famous?
I don't think they have an obligation to.
Yes. Don't let y'all breaking them in. Y'all don't let WWE swoop in and steal him. Make him the star there so they know
Well,
he
welcome
followed
to
in
the
his
big.
dad. Huh?
Welcome to the big leagues.
No. TNA do it. Make just like his
I,
dad.
you know, the funny thing is this: I gotta agree with Dean. Let TNA develop
Yes.
AJ, not AJ. I'm sorry, Avery as their
Avery.
star. Yeah, I kind of agree with him. Yeah,
We know
because you gotta
WWE
look at it
still
like this.
great.
You look at it like as far as TNA's ability to develop its own star and to retain at that point, because we already talking about it at this point how many stars are leaving.
Mm-hmm.
What's to say, Avery doesn't do the same thing? He goes there for a cup of coffee and then leaves and becomes something bigger. Becomes a star somewhere else. So like,
Make him want to be your star. Make him want to stay. There were back in the day people who wanted to stay in TNA versus leaving, and they stayed there and did their time. Make it worth his while, and make him the star. Don't let, because WWE can want to do it. Once you get him a little, like you said, he gonna be here for a hot minute of a hot cup of coffee. He gonna do some banger matches, and he gonna jump ship to WWE, and they gonna make him the
He'll
star.
be on. Look, he'll be on the CW in like 2 months.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be on the CW anyway in
Mm-hmm.
like 2 months. They didn't talk about how long he's contracted with TNA.
Yeah,
They
he's
didn't say
gonna
all
jump
that.
out and say he's not a nepo baby, but my first match is a title match, proving that I'm a nepo baby.
All right. Final question. Final question on this one. 5 years from now, right? What would have to happen for you to say that TNA handled Avery Styles correctly? Go, Cliff. What you got?
Wait, say that again.
5 years from now.
Yeah.
5 years. What would have to happen for you to say that TNA handled Avery Styles correctly?
I mean, you're gonna have to develop him. You're gonna have, you know who needs to be his mentor. I'll put it. Nick Nemeth got his hands on him and put his fingerprints like on developing Avery, because I think that there's nobody better in this business to develop a talent. Well, two people, Mustafa Ali and Nick Nemeth, have to have their fingerprints on him to help develop him so that he can cut promos psychologically. He can do all the wrestling that he needs to do, and that he psychology, the wrestling side of things, and then the character development, and also the promo work. Like, there's nobody better that you have right now there than Nick Nemeth and Mustafa. Like, they have to have their handprints or their fingerprints all over Avery to make him as successful as possible.
Ooh, what you got?
Nothing. I don't even. I think he's gonna flop.
Oh wow!
Damn. Smack the shit out that man.
He said nothing because I think he's gonna flop. I have nothing.
All right, then. Dean?
I think that it don't need to be a certain amount of title reigns. I think literally what Cliff said, they need to develop him properly, showcase him in the right light. It don't have to be a million title reigns. It don't have to be. He needs to put on great matches. He needs to prove that he can work. He needs to prove that he understands the business, not just because he's a kid. He can do his own. That's what I think they need to do. So in 5 years, he need to have had some dope matches, some good matches, where though he has some good feuds, and you're like, wow, they killed it. He showed where he can go in the ring. That he showed that his psychological is there. He's not just a nepo baby. He can stand on his own. It don't even have to be in title rings. It just has to be good development to me.
His promos have got to be. His promos have to come. Like, they're gonna come with time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be fair. They're gonna come with time, but they have to show up. Like, the character work has to be on point. Like, that's top. I need memorable moments from you
Yeah.
with your character work, because your dad's character work was always on point, and like, you to be establish yourself as a great star in the business just in general, you gotta be able to cut promos, and you gotta give memorable moments that the fans are gonna clip onto and to help watch your development. Good or bad, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
All right. All right. That's the show. Goodbye.
Hey, congratulations to you, well deserved, and I'm proud of you as usual. Thanks, Mom. And then she said, "Have a blessed week, guys." Bye, Mom. Yeah.
All right. Make sure you buy merch, foryourwear.com. FORURWEAR. Okay. Buy your merch. Buy our merch. Next week, be there live. All right. Dean, guys, watch along.
Yeah, make sure you guys are tuning in. Chaz set me up for AEW All in London. We will be doing a watch along there, so make sure you guys come out and hang along with us for AEW All in London. Sunday, August the 30th. We will not be doing. I don't know. I don't think we're doing the other show. Yeah, NXT same day, 3:00.
I forgot NXT's on the same day.
Yeah, Chaz tried to set me up. He like, oh, you want to be a host? Cool. AEW London, All In. What you doing? NXT, same day. You doing it? You gonna pull a double?
No. That's not what. That's not how that goes.
Actually, he did a pretty spot on impression of you.
Pretty
sure that's what it was.
That's not the first. That's not that conversation with. I didn't know anything about NXT. I don't watch NXT enough to care. There's
Let's
nobody.
That's
go. Bring this home.
crazy.
Let's go.
They don't. They don't.
Bring us home.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so follow all our favorite social media platforms. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button on YouTube so you don't miss anything. Now Into the Ring, we got episodes. Go watch it. Yeah, watch along next week. Be there. No debate show. So yeah, just watch an interview right now.
Peace.
Hey, thanks for checking out this episode of the 3 Count Podcast. If you like this and you want more 3 Count Podcasts, go on over to our YouTube page, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button so you never miss when we put out a video. Also, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, all things social media, 3 Count Pod _ X. 3 Count Pod, everything else. Also, make sure you buy our merch at foryourwear.com and prowrestlingtees.com. Also, you know what? Just watch another video right now. Like, right now, I'm going to walk away and you're going to play another video.
Now it's time to shine. A little bit of soul, gonna drop me some line. Now it's time to set it off, drop some gangsta funk with some OG Snoop sipping.